Have you ever noticed that the more tightly you try to manage every little detail of your life, the more anxious you feel? We try to engineer our world to be perfectly safe, only to end up grinding away under the pressure of our own making. Thousands of years ago, a classical Hindu text called the Bhagavata Purana addressed this exact landscape of human anxiety. It contains a story specifically designed to show us a way out of this trap. The antagonist of this story is King Hiranyakashipu. He represents the ultimate extreme of the human ego. He spent thousands of years performing intense physical disciplines, all to demand a very specific, legally binding loophole from the gods to cheat death itself. This matrix charts the conditions of his demand. He stated that he could not be killed indoors or outdoors, not during the day and not at night, and not by any man, nor by any beast. He built what he thought was an airtight contract against mortality. He operated under a common delusion. He believed that if he was just clever enough, he could use rules and rigid logic to outsmart the natural laws of the universe. But the king had a son named Prahlada who took a completely opposite approach to life. Instead of trying to control his environment, Prahlada practiced bhakti, which is a deep, loving surrender to the divine. Because his sense of safety came from this internal spiritual connection, Prahlada had complete inner peace. He didn't rely on wealth, and he remained entirely unaffected by his father's violent threats. The king ruled the entire universe, yet he was absolutely consumed by paranoia. All his wealth and political power couldn't protect him from the sheer terror caused by the one variable he couldn't control, his own son's quiet faith. This diagram shows how Prahlada built mental resilience. It outlines Navadha Bhakti, 9 structured steps of practice, like intentionally listening to sacred narratives, remembering the divine, and serving others. Over time, these actions gradually rewire the mind, moving focus away from fear and toward peace. Furious that his son wouldn't submit to his authority, the king subjected Prahlada to terrible tortures. Finally, mocking the boy's belief that God is everywhere, the enraged king slammed his weapon into a nearby stone pillar, demanding to know if this higher power was hiding inside the mundane rock. The pillar shattered. Out stepped Lord Narasimha. As we see in this carving, Narasimha is a fierce, half-human, half-lion manifestation. He emerged directly from the ordinary architecture of the palace to prove Prahlada's faith was justified. Watch the king's rigid contract shatter. Narasimha strikes at twilight, neither day nor night. He attacks on the threshold, neither indoors nor outdoors, using living claws, neither man nor beast. When natural boundaries break from pure arrogance, cosmic order, or dharma, steps in to correct it. Trying to master the material world through raw intellect and absolute control always results in collapse. The laws of nature will invariably find a loophole in human pride. With the king defeated, calm returns. Lord Narasimha, pleased with Prahlada's unwavering trust, offers him any material reward he could possibly want in the entire universe. Most people would gladly accept the prize. Prahlada refuses it entirely. He openly rejects the idea that faith should be treated like a transaction. He explains that if someone performs spiritual service just to extract wealth or special favors from the universe, they aren't a true devotee. They are just acting like a businessman negotiating a trade. Instead, Prahlada models something called nishkama bhakti, which means devotion completely free of personal desire. The only thing he asks for is that his own heart be permanently cleared of wanting anything ever again. True spiritual peace isn't a tool we use to optimize our wealth or lower our daily stress levels. It arrives only when we stop demanding things from the world and let go of control. We still see this same paranoid mindset playing out right now. In places like Silicon Valley, the ancient king's quest for total control is being actively recreated by the transhumanist movement. Immensely wealthy tech leaders are pouring billions of dollars into projects meant to hack biology. They are actively trying to digitize human consciousness and extend human life indefinitely to defeat biological death. They view the human body as an obsolete machine that requires an algorithmic upgrade. This is the exact same pride we saw with the ancient king trying to write a legal contract against mortality. The classical text warns us about exactly this. When people obsess over self-preservation and refuse to accept natural human limits, their world shrinks into a tight, fear-driven bubble. Treating death like a technical bug entirely misses the point. Liberation doesn't come from forcing the physical body to live forever. It comes from understanding that the core part of who we are is already timeless. Prahlada's example hasn't stayed confined to ancient theology. Over the centuries, particularly during India's Bhakti movement, his story became a practical guide used by everyday people to challenge strict social class systems. Later, Mahatma Gandhi looked to Prahlada when designing his strategy to dismantle the British Empire, calling it satyagraha. Gandhi saw that just as Prahlada politely but fearlessly refused to obey his father's unjust laws without ever striking back, he realized millions of Indian citizens could embrace that exact same nonviolent endurance. A single person equipped with clear morals and spiritual resilience can bring down an entire empire, even one that holds a monopoly on weapons and violence. This old story remains a highly accurate tool for diagnosing how we live today. It warns us against getting caught in an endless mechanical loop of trying to acquire more and control everything. True, lasting strength never comes from having the most advanced technology, the largest bank account, or the ability to micromanage your own fate. Deep, genuine peace is only found when we finally let go of the illusion of control and give ourselves over to a higher truth with a fearless, open heart.